You are the best show I've ever listened to in my life. The best show.
I'm your number one. I'm your number one.
Elvis Duran in the Morning Show.
You know, there are just lots and lots of threats to our safety here in the U.S. And these threats come in many forms. I mean, from like public health crisis, natural disasters, mass shootings, traffic accidents, whatever. But aside from those types of hazards that can cause physical harm, you know, there are other reasons why you should or should not choose to live in a certain city or town. So Wallet Hub compared more than 180 cities across 41 key indicators of safety, including traffic fatalities, assaults per capita, and also shootings and natural disasters. And they've come up with a list of the safest cities to live in the U.S. Do you want to hear this?
Yeah.
We are in the safest city in America, according to this survey. South Burlington, Vermont is number one, safest city in America.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Vermont.
For a multitude of reasons. Casper, Wyoming, safe. Warwick, Rhode Island. Burlington, Vermont, we're on there. Boise, Idaho. We're on in Boise, too, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think so. All safe. So the only one, Virginia Beach, Virginia is on the list, and they're on the ocean. So I'm kind of wondering if, I don't know. So I wonder how many people right now are thinking, should we rethink where we live, even though, people who live in the hurricane zone love where they live. That's their home. That's why they go back.
Yeah.
People, well, why don't they just move? Because that's their home. I don't know. Have you ever thought about living in a safer place?
No.
See, exactly.
Yeah.
Me too. I mean, Burlington, Vermont's beautiful. Don't get me wrong.
I like to visit and vacation there.
They grow great pot up there. It's awesome.
Hey.
Anyway, living in a safe place. So our friend Jeff from Rizzo and Jeff Show, they're on 105.9 The Mountain in Asheville, North Carolina.
Still totally affected by what Helene rolled through and did. Jeff, I've known Jeff for many years. You guys have too. Hi, Jeff. Welcome to our show. How are you doing today?
Hey, Elvis. Rizzo's here with me as well.
Hi, Rizzo.
Hey, Elvis. How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, Elvis, on this morning and still doing this every single day, still in recovery mode, still here, still no water. There's absolutely no water. We haven't had it since, this kind of whole thing happened to us. So there's a lot of struggling and a lot of repairs that really need to happen. The infrastructure here in Asheville has just been decimated.
Yeah, no water, nothing.
You from the outside looking in, you're like, well, wait, you're in this predicament because of water.
Well,
basically.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Elvis, 2 years ago there was some snowstorm. They didn't have water for 3 weeks, and the Army Corps of Engineers said they fixed it. So yeah, yes, they didn't.
No.
All right. Well, it's fascinating to hear where you are in this game compared to where people on the other side on the Gulf Coast are about to go through again, and it's just crazy. So, where are you right now? I mean, how's the feeling in town? How are people dealing with each other? And is it still like, okay, we're in this together, we're going to beat this thing, or like how is everyone feeling?
I mean, I'll be honest with you, Elvis. I think we're starting to hit that frustration wall. We're 11, 12 days in. Nobody has water. Nobody can flush toilets. People are starting to get aggravated. I think mental health's starting to get affected. We're trying. We're trying to be, Western North Carolina strong. But it's real hard when you can't go to the bathroom, when it takes 5 minutes to brush your teeth, when you can't shower. It's really depressing. It's hard.
Yeah,
so
you never thought that you'd be standing in line at a public shower in a Walmart parking lot, and it would be the greatest shower you ever had in your life. Yeah. Like, honestly.
Wow. And this is, I know people listening to us across the country right now going, wait, hold on, what? Can you repeat that? This is the reality. This is what's going on. And we were talking about this earlier, Jeff Rizzo. And Rizzo, we just take things for granted. You walk into a bathroom and flush a toilet, whatever you just did goes away, and then one day it doesn't. You're like, well, wait, this isn't the world I'm used to living in.
Yeah,
but you are.
Yeah,
so,
and we had a man call just before we came on, and literally, just as he was talking to us, his power went on,
and he started crying,
and he just started crying, and he couldn't believe it that his power had just gone on for the first time because you can't cook. I mean, you got to think about it. You can't cook. There's no Wi-Fi. There's no water. So you need the electric for the Wi-Fi. In the mountains, a lot of people have well. The well runs on the electric. So there's so many of these factors that fall into place, and it's a rough go.
Mudslides. It's horrifying, and I hope that with the other storm that's coming to Florida, we're worried that people are going to go down to Florida, and they need that help, especially if it's going to be that bad. But if they forget us, I mean, we have months to years before this is even remotely the same.
Well, that's where we were going to go with this conversation. You know how news is because you've both been in this business for a million years. The news will now turn to Tampa. It'll turn to that hurricane zone that Milton is creating. We can't do that. There are people all over the country who are still paying the price for something that's happened within the last month, week, or years. So what are you needing now? What can we do for you and your friends in Asheville, North Carolina?
Yeah, I think the water is a big thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot. There's still some people, they're in recovery mode. Like I said, they're helping out. But I think the water is a big problem. We're getting a few things back. I mean, there was no gas. You had to wait in line for 4 hours to get gas, those types of things. But, stuff like that to literally, think how simplistic it is, Elvis, to flush your toilet. It's just that.
I would say that, and Elvis, I'm diabetic. I had to send my son to New York because I had to get him out of here. He was 7. I just diabetic medicine, needles, supplies, medicine. It's so hard to get medicine. It's so bad. I haven't taken my regular dose of insulin in 2 weeks. It's awful, and we're trying to find it, but we're FedExing it in, and FedEx it's stuck in Charlotte. So we're trying. So we need a lot. We need water, medicine.
And what you're hearing now is just 2 guys in one community. We're talking about these stories times a million. And so, but you say to us, we need water. Okay. And we're thinking, we got to get them water. Wait, how do we do that? How do we? I can't get you water. What can we do to get your water turned on?
Right.
What can we do to help? I don't know. I think we feel helpless because we know you need it.
Yeah, I guess the best what we've been telling people to do is, if they're being honest, look on GoFundMe for real families that live in Western North Carolina. That's probably the best thing. I'm not saying anything bad about the Red Cross or anything, but I would just say look for we've had a family who lived in Chimney Rock. They lost everything. They thought they were going to die. We've had so many people who have lost it all. I saw a guy crying, throwing out everything. He was saying everything I've ever worked for. He was weeping in Canton. It's just things like that. Find those local GoFundMes. Make sure they're real, and just reach out and donate to them. Even if it's $5, it means the world. It really does. We have to survive here. We're going to lose our advertisers. No businesses here.
Yeah.
Something I got to turn the camera on you guys. By the way, Rizzo and Jeff, they have their show on 105.9 The Mountain, Asheville, North Carolina. What you guys are doing is very important. And you were talking about a guy you had on the phone, and as you were talking to him, his electricity came on, and he just broke down crying.
Yeah.
You know what? You were there to remind everyone listening that there are reasons to celebrate these little monumental things as you move forward to get out of the darkness. You know what I'm saying? And what you guys are doing is so important, and I know that it's taking a toll on you, as it is taking a toll on everyone in your community. But thank you for what you're doing. What you're doing is totally priceless. Yeah,
and Elvis, for people don't realize, and we work in radio, we're behind it and all kinds of stuff. But people would call us and tell us, "Hey, for 10 days, I had no phone, I had no electric, but you know what I had? I had my radio, and you guys were the lifeline that kept us going every morning, disseminating information, maybe finding a way to give us a little chuckle here and there. But literally the only connection to the outside world that anybody had was the radio.
And it's so important. Radio is so important, Elvis. It's so important, and that's what we're learning here.
I know. Some people think we're the lowest of the lowest form of
and there were many times in my past where that could have been the case. Okay, but
Well, look, we love you, Rizzo and Jeff. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I know you're very, very busy, And we're here, you know, and just a reminder that once the cameras move from one disaster to another doesn't mean disaster A is taken care of, because it's far from over.
Right.
Always remember that. And thank you for your time, and let us know if you need anything. Okay?
Elvis,
Thanks,
I
Elvis.
appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, man.
All right, Rizzo. All right, Jeff. Take care, guys.
See you guys.
Here you go.
Wow, I'm looking.